in all honesty, I can't wait to start reading it.
Do you realize how revolutionary and radical what you just said is to the majority of American Christians? And I'm not even just talking about applying it in a voting context, but in any form of a theological framework, let alone accepting the sovereignty of God. I mean, that is a radical idea, David, to a lot of modern American Christendom.
This book is so much more than this upcoming election. This book can be read. This book can be read before every election from now to the end of eternity. It will apply.
Well, you might want to consider getting the second or third edition, and I correct my mistakes in later editions. But
this is a whole new thought for me. David, do you want me to believe that God wanted Barack Obama as our president?
Yes,
that was God's will.
Absolutely. If it think of it the other way around. If God didn't want Barack Obama to be president, would he be president?
David Shadlock, and he is a great researcher and writer.
Only Christian nation, I believe, is the church, is made up of God's people.
And so that Christian nation includes Christians in France and Christians in Russell.
That's wonderful, Mac. That's exactly right.
Okay.
It's interesting that God has chosen out of the world. Indeed, the Bible teaches that the church is made up of many nations. But it's really not talking about the church is made up of France and Brazil and Saudi Arabia. It simply means that out of the world, out of all the nations, God has called people to be in his one nation.
But this has been an outstandingly convicting interview so far, and we're only halfway into it. And I think, in all honesty, I can't wait to start reading it.
Anyway, David, I really appreciate it. It's always a pleasure to talk to you. And folks ought to check out your book. It's called With Christ in the Voting Booth, David Shadlock.